Imagine if this game was not about summoning characters to fight at your side, but summoning their costumes to get their powers. Oh my gosh, summoning Golden Riser would be too powerful! Lasswell's Trustmaster reward is a materia that raises all equipment stats by 75% when holding a single katana with or without a shield. It might actually see some use given our relative lack of equipment defense and spirit equipment, but unfortunately at the moment we don't have too many great defense or spirit katanas for this to really see use at the moment. His Super Trustmaster reward is another materia that can only be equipped onto magic attackers. It was probably amazing in Japan, as it gave a 100% lower burst damage boost and, well, yeah, 100% lower burst damage boost. But in global, we've been spoiled, and this is just kind of okay. Onto his active abilities. Finger Snap has a Dispel. Cutting a Path for the Future grants your team a re-raise buff. Bane of Dragons and Insects can be used 3 times per battle. It gives Lasswell a tremendous killer buff against dragons and insects, gives him a 30% physical and magical mitigation buff against the same species, and raises his lower burst damage by 150%. You are more important. It's a physical cover that can be used to protect one guy in your team. I'm so glad this made it in. The Power of Emotions can only be used once per battle. What, are emotions that cheap? It also raises Lasswell's attack and magic by 300%, his limit burst damage by 200%, and fills his limit burst gauge. Sword of Polaris Plus deals fire and ice hybrid damage that chains with Bolting Strike and lowers fire and ice resistance by 120%. Petals of Flame removes any imbues on Lasswell, then imbues fire onto him, raises his fire damage by 35%, and it increases the damage modifier of his limit burst. Petals of Frost is the same but ice. Obliterating Mirror of Equity deals damage that partially ignores the enemy's defense and chains with Absolute Mirror of Equity. Passives. With his Trustmaster reward or Super Trustmaster reward equipped, Lasswell gets 500 attack. He's also got 4 strong killers and meets the full limit burst damage cap, but more importantly his passive names are funny. Shooting Stars of Rain, My Rain, and One Heart with Rain. My guy. He prefers to carry a single weapon, meaning have to capture the chain limit boost. His normal attack has been changed to One Heart with Rain, which chains the Stardust Ray and fills your team's limit burst gauges by a small amount. At EX plus 2 he gets Warring Spirit. At EX plus 3 he gets 500 attack. Let's look at his limit burst. Inflicts a 125% Ice Imperil and then deals non-elemental damage. Time to change forms. Lasswell's Brave Shift doesn't have a turn duration, but it does have a 3-turn cooldown. Onto his active abilities. Obliterating Magic Blade Plus deals non-elemental magic damage that chains the Bolting Strike and fills your team's limit burst gauges. Everything else is pretty much the same. Passives. With his Trustmaster reward or Super Trustmaster reward equipped, Lasswell gets 500 magic and a percentage boost. His kit is mechanically the same, but his normal attack now chains with Bolting Strike. Let's look at his limit burst. It's the same thing, but the damage now scales off his magic stat. Let's rank Brave abilities. Raising them just raises their damage modifiers, not their effects. Sword of Polaris Plus is much stronger than Obliterating Magic Blade Plus, but is also element locked to 2 different elements, while the latter is not. Time to make a damage rotation. On turn 1, triple cast Sword of Polaris Plus. On turn 2, triple cast Sword of Polaris Plus. On turn 3, cast Petals of Flame, Petals of Frost, and the Power of Emotions. On turn 4, uses Limit Burst. Repeat the rotation from here, though you want to hold off on the petals until his limit burst is ready. So, EX2? Lasswell's limit bursts aren't as strong as they could be until you buff them with his petals, but you have to wait for those cooldowns anyways. You could use it to save the Power of Emotions for later down the line, because you know emotions, you can't use them more than once, that's how they work. His Super Trustmaster reward is very good for magic damage dealers only, meaning he can't actually equip his Super Trustmaster reward in his base form. Funny how that works. EX plus 3 is expensive. Kind of. So how good is Lasswell? Final Fantasy IV form. He's got a huge variety when it comes to approach. Fire or ice, physical or magic, or you can lump them all in at once and go for a hybrid. However, he won't be able to do the first mix options at the start, given that you have to wait for the petals, but since he's non-elemental you could just add some support. Furthermore, combine this with his low price and you've got a strong, cheap, flexible unit, something that sounds amazing for a Japanese unit. And that's why there's a problem. There's no way the Japanese developers, known for releasing units you use for one setup only, would release such a potentially useful unit. And that's why Lasswell isn't very strong for a new unit. In terms of fire and ice damage, he's blown away by Paw. In terms of fire damage, he's only around id strength without his buff Super Trustmaster reward, and that should give you an idea of how he fares in every other possible aspect. Of course, Looking at this banner, he's extraordinarily cheap. But the thing is, I'd rather try my luck for Woke. Thanks for watching, and if you liked this video, leave a like and subscribe. Comment below if you summoned Lasswell from Final Fantasy IV. The last time we had a discounted unit banner was the one that featured a bad girl Riku, who was so bad I took the time to talk all about it in the review I did not do. But at least Lasswell is much better than her, so it's not too bad.